You Could Read My Mind, one of the songs that you chose on the launch pad to kind of get you in the right headspace as you were ready to head off into space.
Yeah, we also had Depeche Mode playing, and we had
Great Big Sea.
Great Big Sea playing that REM tune, you know, the end of the world, as you know. And I feel
That's a little
fine.
dark.
No, but it was the end of the world was coming. It was, you know, the Mayan calendar was that day or a couple of days
isn't that
ahead.
crazy?
So it was kind of, you know, tongue in cheek, but it's a great song. It gets you revved up for spaceflight.
So you're up there with all of these other Type A personalities, the ones who were the best of the best and the top of their class and had to be better than thousands and thousands of others. How do you all get along? And what happens if you don't? Because there was one.
We got along great, and it wasn't by accident. It's partially by nature. Yeah, you need really competent people to be up there. So you want people who did well through all their school and stuff and have proven an ability to learn things. But then you look at all the astronauts that you've chosen and you put together a crew of people that will click together, people with the right mix of personalities. And you need different skills depending what you're doing. If you're flying a shuttle, you're only up there for 10 days. You need a mix of the shuttle commander, scientists for the back, and all those skills. Space station, it's 3 people on a Soyuz, and we have to have all the skills, everything from surgery to toilet repair to reprogramming the attitude control system. So you really want people that have the technical competence, but also have the patience and the graciousness to be able to live closely with other people indefinitely in really confined circumstances. And the guys I flew with were the personification of that. They were it to a T.
I want to talk about loneliness. Obviously, with the right people up there, you've got camaraderie. But what about your family, your 3 children and your wife? That was a long time to be away from them, Chris.
My experience has been that the loneliest people live in the middle of cities.
Ooh.
I think realistically, Toronto, every big city is full of lonely people. So it's not physical proximity of other human beings that stops you being lonely. It's a mental attitude. It's how you view yourself, how you stay connected, what deliberate things you do, how you see other people's role. And I never once felt lonely in space. Wow. I could email with my kids. I phoned my wife almost every day. Mm-hmm. And you need to remember, I was only in space for 5 months. The training was 4 years for that flight, most of which, because it's an international space station, I was international. I wasn't at home. Mm-hmm. So I was away for 4 years. And this was just a 5-month slice in the middle when it was very visible. So it's if you got to figure out a way to stay connected and to keep yourself mentally healthy. We're very supportive of each other in the crew. One of the guys' parents died while we were in space, and we had to deal with that. But we talked about it in advance. We'd actually trained for it and thought about how we were going to support each other if one of us lost a family member. So, yeah, I don't think hardly any of the astronauts feel loneliness just because of how supportive we are, how long the training period is, and the coping mechanisms that you've developed to deal with it.
So what happens? You're talking to your little ones, you're talking to your wife, and something happens, and all of a sudden you puddle up and you get a tear. Where do the tears go? What happens there?
In the movie Gravity, they fling off into space.
I saw that.
Yeah.
But
I actually put together...
They come into the audience.
I've had
he screamed like a girl.
I've had a lot of people say to me, obviously, when they made Gravity, they didn't see your movie, because I made a movie about what happens when you cry in space. And I took a bag of water and I squirted it on my eye, and you could see where the tears go. And the reality is you just get a ball of tears that clings to your eye. Tears don't fall in space.
Of course not.
It sounds like a country song, but you just get a ball of tears, and you have to use a washcloth. And so bring a hanky if you're in space.